let me just say, on behalf of the Commonwealth Secretary General and the whole of our Secretariat team, just how proud we are to be associated with this closing celebration. It was very good to just listen to the warm reflections from the participants, and it just brought home just how important what you have done over these last few weeks is to you. And that's the most important thing, that it has touched your life. And so those of us on this side who are supporting and on the back end can go to bed and rest knowing that we have done one thing well today. If we've not done everything well, at least we have done one thing, which was to have given you the opportunity to be engaged in this way over the last few weeks. So I just have a very brief few words to share on behalf of the Commonwealth family. The first one is to express our thanks and appreciation to Menu, Ash, Arjun, the whole team in Prava and Community for the work that they have done. And just to put in context, remember that the colleagues that are working on this are in the grip of a most dangerous, the virus is ravaging their own country right now. And you would have thought that they could have said, we can't do this right now. There's too much happening. Our families are at risk. The challenges are too many. You'd have thought that you could have heard that, and I would have understood if they would have said, listen, there's too much happening. We just need a break. But it's a testament to their character, their commitment to youth work, and the spirit in which they have continued to deliver this positive hopefulness, that they have stuck to it and delivered, which I think is a fantastic program against a backdrop that is so overwhelmingly negative, and you could really not really, disagree with them if they gave up and said, not right now. So I wanted just to express our thanks and to celebrate, the colleagues who work so hard, in the context of this, in the background, in the context of this meeting, and to really share, their knowledge, their experience, share their innovation with the rest of the Commonwealth, even against this backdrop. And I wanted to just to celebrate them now for what they have done. They could have chosen otherwise, but they just didn't. And I think we're so appreciative of that. And I'm appreciative of that. And I'm sure all of you would agree with me as well. So the spirit of solidarity is there. And that's the first thing I wanted to celebrate. The second one I think is also important. The Commonwealth believes in this initiative because, there's a lot of great work that's happening all over the Commonwealth. Knowledge is not in the North, in the global North. We have so much positive, effective, innovative youth work that's coming from all the countries here in India, in South Africa, in Singapore, all over the Commonwealth. There's so much powerful work going on, but we're just not getting the bandwidth, just not getting the opportunity to share it with the world. And to the extent that we could give you the opportunity to share OID and your methodology and innovations that you are creating from the global South, we want to keep doing that. Because I think that is where youth work needs to be for the future. Working in, resource challenging environments, working with less capacity, working in very challenging circumstances, and still being able to enhance, empower young people is the magic that is missing in youth work, and we are doing it. So I think if we just hone those talents, and I know each person here is doing something, but I'm just not sure we're giving you the space to tell it to the world. But I'm glad we got the one chance to do that now, and it will inspire many of you to believe in your own selves, believe in your own initiatives, believe in your own ideas. And the Commonwealth and maybe others are willing to, Kaiwa is also willing to showcase that to the world. Because in that is the lessons we need for these very challenging times. That's the second one, the issue that let innovations be shared from your own experience. And then the third one is, this is the most difficult time for so many young people all over the world. And if we're not investing more in our youth workers now, we're missing something. So many young people are having mental health challenges. They are having challenges thinking about their future, what will be happening with their education. The challenges are going to be like a tsunami coming. You talk about a pandemic, a disease, a health We're going to have a social and economic pandemic which will come after this. That will, if we're not careful, if we don't invest and prepare now, we might not be able to respond at the scale and at the level that we need to respond. And if you don't believe what I'm saying, just give it a few months and you will see. There's going to be a pandemic of a different order that if we're not careful, if we don't do the investments now, we're going to be in trouble. So we have begun that journey now. We don't want to stop. We need to do more. As a Commonwealth, I will pledge to do whatever I can to keep investing. If we need to now empower you to go and create, each of you, more OID or similar type programs, please go ahead. We will do as much as we can. You have my assurance. As far as we can, work out how to support you, using virtual methods or other methods. We need to just skill up the people now who will be at the forefront of this, what I'm calling a tsunami of challenges that will come hitherto from this pandemic. So I think that investment, and I'm hoping that you will be advocates for this in your countries as well, in your context. We need to get prepared. We need now to be ready right now, so that when that time comes over the next few years, months, years, we are ready to respond as youth work. And that is why we're investing with the Kiowa to create these new associations and to empower them. And if we can do even more in the next few months, we will do it. That's the intention there. So this is the challenge we have before us. We have an intergenerational injustice that is now upon us, in the climate, in the unemployment. Our young people are going to be at the forefront of a different world coming out of this pandemic. All the indicators are telling me, and you should be telling you the same. The climate, as I was saying in another call just before this one, this generation will be perhaps the first one that will inherit a world that is not the best one that other generations have received. Every generation tries to leave a better generation than the one that's coming. They leave a better world. This one seems to be that we're going to leave a world that is less sustainable, in poverty, in debt. The future is so difficult for a young person. It's the first time, never happened before. Even through the world wars, there has always been this hope. So now, if this is the kind of context, then we need all the best that we have in the youth work sector to begin to change the child and to change the narrative and to empower the young people and to call for their participation in everything that relates to development and economic prosperity. We need to change the narrative, get people to believe in the fact that our young people need to be engaged, and the youth workers are there to start with them, but they need to engage them now because the challenges are so great. And this injustice is not going to be something that we will solve in our generation if we don't act now. So for each of you who are on the call and you have been in the training, yes, today we celebrate, but tomorrow the reflection and the hard work must begin. You know where your spheres of influence is, in a club, work in a government ministry, you work on the front line somehow, wherever you work, wherever your influence is. Today is celebration, but tomorrow the hard work begins of helping to hold hands across the Commonwealth to change this narrative and to do it as if we have no hope for the future. Do it as if this is our last chance. And by so doing, inspire that hope that I hear very loudly coming from each of you. The next steps for us are very practical ones. So we are going to be happy to fund a few of the projects that came out of this for the future, but that's only a first step. We want to keep supporting you as you connect with Kiowa and work within networks. The strategy here is the Commonwealth can't do individual one by one. It was not the best use of the resources. We work best when we connect peoples together. So I'm supportive of your alumni, I'm supportive of you joining with others. That's how it works. And then we can put a small contribution into a group of people and then watch what happens as you have demonstrated so aptly in this meeting. A small amount of investment, a small seed, with the right people, the right attitude, the right commitment, you have an explosion of ideas, people, power, everything happens. That's what we can do. And it's only a small contribution. We wish we could do more, and we will try to do more to create the platform for you to share that experience. Is perhaps what we can do. But we will continue, and you have our commitment that we will do that going into the next few months, into the next few years, as much as we can. We have the commitment of the Commonwealth that youth will be mainstreamed across the whole organization in the next 4 years. So now it's not just talking about youth work, it's talking about youth in trade, youth in economic development, youth in political decision making. It's youth in everything now. That's what they have agreed. We have pushed hard and they have agreed youth to be mainstream through the whole Secretariat. But that's not just me. That's not our team. That's you. We need people to them who will be able to talk on the economics, on the trade, on the political participation, on gender, on poverty. That's all of you. We need that. So I'm making an appeal. Today we will celebrate, but tomorrow the hard work begins and we need your help. We will fund a few small projects from this, but the big investment will come to the youth work associations where they exist to accelerate the work and go forward. So just in conclusion, let me thank Prava, let me thank Community, let me thank Menu, Ash, the whole team for the very hard work and for the excellent execution of this project. It was a pilot for us, and I'm hoping we can do more if you're willing in the future and expand it to others. I think it was well done, and I think the testimony from everybody says that this is something worth doing at a larger scale. If you are willing, we're willing to see how we could work on that with you. I want to thank the colleagues in our team. We've appointed Layne Horton and Miski, who have been working behind the scenes to help. You know, very committed as well. They've stuck with it and they've tried their best to make sure that we keep you flowing and we address all the needs and concerns. And I want to thank Layne and Miski for the very hard work in keeping the program running. And then lastly, I have to thank all the participants who have joined from all over the world. We thank you for taking the time to be a part of this. Actually, you have made it so. If you didn't come, you know, I kept asking the big question, how many people are coming? Are they still committed to come? Have they given up? No, they kept telling me, no, they're still there. So I have to give my appreciation to you for your own commitment. You might not have been able to come to everything. That's understandable. That's not the point. But you are here today. And we really appreciate your being a part of this and co-designing, co-creating this wonderful program. Now the emphasis will be, can you create your own? Can you apply what you've learned in your own context and create something even more powerful than this to help us change the world? Well, thank you very much for the opportunity to share. And again, on behalf of the Commonwealth family, I thank you all for all that you have done and I wish you all the best.
Wow.